Hey, State Champs Hockey Time fans, I'm Jonathon Kidd along with Sean Baligian. We are not at the State Champs studios. We are all the way up in the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah, it's been a great time up here. We've seen, a couple different, historic buildings, seen some great hockey as well, some of the state's best players. Just a great time taking it on the road, John.
Yeah, you went on the Caravan of Love.
Yeah, lots of love, lots of hockey. Some beef jerky mixed in as well, but no, really, just a great time. And it was, great to see so many fantastic players that the state has to offer, meet a lot of cool parents and everything. So fun time up here.
Yeah, and special thanks to Brighton High School for letting me ride on the bus on the way up to the UP. They had some karaoke.
My pride, my ego, my needs, and my selfless ways. Cause a girl, strong woman like you to walk out my life.
I think they should stick to hockey.
Yeah, that's usually the case. They're pretty darn good at hockey as well. Make no mistake about that. But fun ride up, and thankfully the weather wasn't too bad up here. A lot of snow in Calumet, but it didn't snow while we were here, and the temperatures weren't that bad. All in all, just a fun time.
State Champs Hockey Time is brought to you by our friends at the Alta Equipment Company. So the reason why we're at the Upper Peninsula, we streamed 3 games this past weekend. So let's start with the game on Friday between Northville and Calumet, and it was a 1-1 tie. Yeah,
really good game. I like that what Northville brought to the table. And, of course, at the other end of the ice, you have Axel Locus, who was just outstanding. Calumet, it took them a little while to get a little offense generating, but they got that goal. And Northville came close so many times. They were really buzzing. But in the end, I thought a 1-1 tie. So many players on both sides to kind of point out, but certainly Axel Locus was just outstanding. And I think, to me, reaffirmed why he's a mainstay on our wall list.
On Saturday afternoon, we covered the game between Novi and Houghton came off that big win over Brighton the night before, and they kept it going with a 9-1 victory.
Yeah, you know what? I think the best line in the state right now is that top line for Houghton, and that's no disrespect to what you see in Mona Shores. That's no disrespect to what you see at Brother Rice. It's no disrespect to what you see at Catholic Central. Those guys, John, at the risk of making an overstatement, I have never seen in my time covering this a line that utilizes one another as much as that line does. I mean, just tremendous with their passing game and their movement and their speed. And Camden Markham has been a joy to watch him just get better and better and better, and now be one of the best players in the state. I think there's more depth than maybe people are willing to give Houghton credit for. They fly. They are going to be a tough opponent for anybody. Forget about just Division III. They're going to be a tough opponent for anybody.
And on Saturday night, Brighton took on Calumet. It was a big win to come back after that loss over to Houghton.
Yeah, and Brighton's another one of those teams. When you're talking about best lines in the state, I still say Houghton's line's the best line in the state, but you have to include that line in Brighton as one of the best in the state. Petite.
It's petite.
Petite.
Not petite.
Petite. Cameron Duffney and Vincent are tremendous. Total team effort. You knew they were going to bounce back. They had a loss that I don't think any of them were expecting, the way that it happened on Friday night. So you knew that they were going to bounce back. And, hey, listen, we talked about this during the broadcast. Dan Cicchino has done such a fantastic job with Calumet. It's a cyclical thing. They've made incredible runs. USA Hockey 4 out of the last 6 years. This is one of those transitional years. And you still, hey, listen, when you talk about a one-and-done situation and you have a guy like Axel Locus, look out. But, it was all Brighton on Saturday night, to be sure.
Let's touch on a few games that State Champs covered last week. And how about Riverview Gabriel with a 4-3 victory over Liggett? Brody Peanut Butter Kirkpatrick had 2 goals for the Pioneers, and they followed up a couple days later with a win over Country Day.
Yeah, you know what? They're getting her going. If you remember last year, it kind of started ramping up for them a little earlier. Now they're getting it going. They're winning some games. Certainly, I think that win against Trenton in December put a lot of wind to their sails. And you know what? That nobody's resting. Nobody's resting. There's a lot of work left. Like that team a lot as it is, and they're a team that's going like this now, so look out.
And how about Lake Orion with a 5-2 victory over Grosse Pointe South? Sam Haynes, who's in our watch list for the Player of the Year, he did the starting lineup challenge before that game, and he scored a hat trick. Yeah,
you know what? That's a nice win for the Dragons. The Dragons have been one of those teams the last couple of years, and we've mentioned it here, going like this. They're really close. Beating a team the caliber of Grosse Pointe South, that's a good program win.
And on Friday night, we had Grand Rapids Catholic Central going on the road at Midland out. Shout out to our new sponsor, Ice Mountain Water. They had a booth out at that game, and the Cougars, a 6-3 victory.
Yeah, Mike Slobodnik. When you talk about the best on the west side, obviously people are going to talk about Byron Center and Mona Shores. Don't forget about the Cougars. He's had, so many good teams for so many years, but I think this is a team, in my opinion, maybe flying under the radar a little bit right now. This is a darn good team, a guy that's been there and done that as a coach as well. So they'll be an interesting watch the rest of the way.
All right, it's time now for our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update. So since Sean and I was busy this past weekend in the Upper Peninsula, we're going to give it one more week before we make changes to the top 10.
Yeah, I think some changes are coming. Just talking to some guys and, John text messaging with some of the coaches on our committee, I think some changes are coming. We say it every year. The list is fluid and there are multiple changes, and I think some changes are coming.
All right, remember, you can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com. The leading vote getter never gets removed from the top 10, and that was our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update.
Entering its 26th year of excellence, applications are being accepted right now for the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Michigan Male and Female High School Athlete of the Year Awards. Not everyone qualifies, so listen closely. If you are a recognized first-team All-State athlete in a sport or projected to be one this school year, if you have at least a cumulative 3.0 GPA, and if you have demonstrated leadership through the school or as a community volunteer, we want you to apply. 6 male and 6 female student athletes will be nominated, with each being awarded $1,000 of college scholarship money. The winners will receive $5,000 each. The 26th Michigan High School Athlete of the Year Awards will take place at the incredible Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit the evening of Monday, June 5th, and streamed live on the State Champs Sports Network. Nomination applications will be accepted through Monday, March 6th, and this is important. You cannot be nominated if you don't apply. Download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. That's dacathleteoftheyear.com.
All right, it's time now for our Coaches Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. I'm joined today by the head coach at Houghton High School, Corey Markham. Corey, welcome back to Hockey Time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's so awesome that you guys made the trip up to the Copper Country. It's just we wanted this for a few years, and it finally happened. So we're really happy that you guys made it.
I know. I'm so used to just talking to you down in Trenton, but we are very excited that we made this trip out here.
Yeah. We've talked about it for so many years, and it sounds like it's going to be a thing for you guys to do different parts of the state, and you started in the Copper Country, so we're really happy about that.
So just talk about this past weekend. You guys beat Brighton and Novi. Just talk about your guys' performance over the weekend.
Yeah, I thought we were very solid in both games. I really liked how we played against Brighton on Friday night. We really had an edge to our game. We played with a lot of energy, and I just all around our compete level was good. We made a lot of really smart plays, and I thought it was one of our top games of the year actually on Friday night. And then against Novi, their goaltender played tremendous. We had a lot of shots, and he stood on his head for a long stretch. But we finally finished him off right before the end of the game to make it a mercy rule game. But all around, 6 periods of pretty solid hockey for us.
And just talk about this season so far. You guys are undefeated after this weekend.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous start to the season for us. We have a strong team. To be this far into the season, be undefeated is something that we're really proud of. And a lot of the games we're getting people's best shot, and we're able to withstand it and keep going. So, we got another big weekend next week with Brother Rice and U of D Jesuit going to be here. So, those are going to be stiff tests for us, but we're really proud of where we're at right now.
And how cool is it to coach your son, Cam Markham? He's in our Player of the Year race, but just how cool is it for you to be able to coach him?
It means everything to me. I coached for 20 years, prior to my son joining the team, and so the last 4 years have been special. And then, obviously, this season being what it is so far, and the year he's having, being a dad and a coach, it's just been really special so far. And I'm trying to soak it in, but it's going really fast.
And lastly, I ask every coach this on the Coach's Corner: why do you love coaching high school hockey?
It's been a part of my life for half my life. I'm 49 years old. I've been doing this for 24 years. So it's just been such a big part of my life. I love the interaction with the kids. Everything about high school, the community involvement, the rivalry games, it's such a big part of the fiber of the UP, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else than doing this.
All right, well, thank you very much, Corey, for all your support for State Champs Hockey Times over the year, and we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks down in our neck of the woods in Trenton. Yeah, we are really looking forward for the Trenton Showcase, and then, the State Champs, you guys do such an awesome job. It's, you make what high school hockey is, and it keeps growing because of State Champs, so thank you for all you do. All right, well, thanks again, and that was our Coach's Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. All right, it's time now for our Wall Ward update, brought to you by Warrior Hockey. So, Sean, no changes again, but I just want to touch quickly again about Axel Locust. We saw him up close at, this weekend.
Well, you know what? He's been one of the top goalies in the state for a few years running now, and I mean, that's the interesting thing about our list is, you kind of have some mainstays. I think Price with Livonia Churchill has been a stud for a while. Ryan Rainey has been a stud for a while, and you have some newcomers on the list, but that's what makes it fun. John, much like our Warrior Player of the Year, I think some changes are coming to the wall. Just talk to some coaches. There are some, guys that are really making some noise that I think we have to take, into consideration moving forward. And we always talk about the list being fluid. Yeah. It's fluid.
You can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com, and that was our Wall Ward update, brought to you by Warrior Hockey. All right, Sean, so that is it from the Upper Peninsula. So are we going to be doing this again?
I hope so. Really, I mean, I can't thank our sponsors enough. Obviously, Alta and Warrior.
For sponsoring the Game Time Live broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And Howie's as well, and they gave...
They're the hockey tape, not the pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. Howie's gave out tape to the players after the game, and, our three-star selection. So, yeah, hopefully we can make another trip like this.
All right, so that is it for State Champs Hockey Time. We will be back in the studio next week. So, Sean?
See you at the rink.
State Champs Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Visit ltuathletics.com and recruit yourself. State Champs Hockey Time is also presented by Alta Equipment Company. Alta knows when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Warrior Hockey. Find the right Warrior gear for your high school athlete. Visit warrior.com to locate your nearest hockey retailer. The Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan high school hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. Applications being accepted now for the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Michigan High School Athlete of the Year Awards. 6 males and 6 females will win a $1,000 college scholarship and be invited
to the DAC in downtown Detroit on June 5th, 2023 to find out who will be this year's Athlete of the Year. Seniors only, and you can't be nominated if you don't apply. Find out more and download the application at dacathleteoftheyear.com.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Ice Mountain is the official spring water of MHSA hockey. Nominate your high school for the Team of the Week at icerunsdeep.com.